just like this. I was trying to save my battery by getting rid of my other open apps. And so when I went back to YouTube, because I accidentally closed that one too, it said, hey, resume the stream? Sure, I guess I can. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up yet, but oh, there I am. Looks like I'm on now. So if you are watching, please say hello in the comments. If you're logged in, would love to know who's watching and where from. And let me know what the weather is like. We are doing a weather-related card tonight. So it would be fun to know if you are in a warm climate, in a cold climate, or in a really cold climate. So I'm going to turn this down and we will get started. All right, so I have to put it in the phone holder because I hadn't done that yet. And let's get rid of my Coke. And let's turn on my lights. Boy, first Friday Night Live of 2026 is off to a great start. I'm not really prepared, but that's okay. We will get things done anyway. So we're going to need some paper, of course, and I'm going to make a just a regular layer. I've got some alternates planned for you. In fact, that's why I'm a little bit unprepared for right now, because I was looking at an alternate before I came on. So I need a piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. That'll do for right now. We'll of course turn this into a card pretty soon. But let's see. Sheila's here. Hi, Sheila. I know what the weather's like where Sheila is, because Sheila lives just up the road from me. So it's cold and it's icy out and it's definitely winter. So there we are. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper too. I mean, I could bring in my glass mat studio, but that's got a little bit of a shine to it, so it's hard to use on camera. All right, we are going to be doing a little bit of ink blending here to create a snowy scene. So the stamp set that I'm going to be using is on the last chance list. It is Woodland Scenery, and this, oh my goodness, this is, it's just a tiny set. It's got, 9 stamps in it, some of which are really small. It's only $17 on a regular day, but right now it's on the last chance list at 10% off, so it's only $15.30. And if you live in a wintry climate, or you just like wintry climate scenes, then this is a really, really great set. Make some great Christmas cards, but certainly winter cards, especially winter cards for men. Really, this is a really good deal for a set, and especially if you like to build some scenes. And with this, it's actually pretty easy. So we're going to use a couple of colors, actually 3 colors. We're going to use Early Espresso, Misty Moonlight, and Balmy Blue. Gotta confess that this card is being highly influenced by Jenny McCormick, who is a UK demonstrator, and she was pretty highly influenced by Michelle Zindorf. And if any of you recognize that name, you know that Michelle Zindorf does absolutely beautiful blending. I'm not going to be that beautiful here, but the end result is going to be still beautiful. I've got some tips and tricks I want to share with you as well. And one of them is with regard to blending well, masking, I should say. So I'm starting with a piece of basic white cardstock, and I want to create a sky. And the rest is going to stay white because it's going to be snow. So I've got some masking paper here, and I don't need all of this. I just need part of it. I'm actually going to cut it this way so that I have the, you probably can't see, but the split is in the back here. It runs this way. So I'm going to cut across the split so I still have a couple places where I can tear this off. Now, I need to create, snow doesn't look perfectly straight. So when you're dealing with snow, there's some little drifts and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tear, and that just gives a little bit of a raw edge. And actually, I really want to tear it pretty straight. These bumps are a little bit more than I really want here, so I'm gonna take some of the bumpiness off. Nothing wrong with it, just I didn't want it. All right, now this is Stampin' Up's masking paper, and the masking paper honestly sticks too much. It really is very, very sticky, and so if you peel off the back here and you stick it to your cardstock, you're gonna find that when you try to take it back up, you're gonna have a hard time. It's a really hard time. So I tried to remove the stickiness by putting it on my jeans a couple times, by doing this. But what I've really found works well is if you take your embossing buddy from the Embossing Editions toolkit and you just kind of pounce that on there a little bit. And that takes a lot of the stickiness away because there's powder in here. In fact, you can kind of see the powder on my desk a little bit. All right. Oh, I forgot to put my microphone on. Oh, well. I know you can still hear me, but... Okay, so that it's still a little teeny tiny bit sticky. I probably put a little bit more on than I needed to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, probably about a third of the way from the top. And I'm putting it on a little bit of an angle, not a big angle, just a little bit of an angle. So if you've ever edited a video or edited a picture on your phone, you'll, let me draw you a picture. When you go to the edit screen, you usually have, my pen's not working. But anyways, you have this little grid here, right? And it's basically a Brady Bunch grid. It breaks it up into 9 pieces, which is thirds, this, left and right and top and bottom. So we're going to come down about a third here because that is going to be, it just creates balance, and that's what your eye is going to like seeing. I'm going to come in with Balmy Blue to begin with. Take that first little bit off here, and then I'm going to just blend in here. And I am not worried about having an even texture. In fact, I don't want an even texture at all. It looks pretty unnatural to have an even texture. And some of it I'm even going to have some pretty good white chunks in there. We're not done with this brush yet, but we're done with it for now. I'm going to take my Misty Moonlight. So I'm creating a horizon. I'm creating a hill, basically, for my scene. So I'm taking a little Misty Moonlight off, and then I'm going to just, again, kind of come in here in different places, and it's darker in some places than in others. And then what I really want to make sure I get is I get a nice line on this horizon. All right, and so if I take a peek, see how you get that nice little line? Oops, I ripped my paper. That's okay. I'm going to come up from the other direction. All right. And so now I've got this kind of top of the hill, and I really wish I didn't have that particular snow bump, but we're just going to call it a big old drift right there. All right, now I'm gonna create a couple of more. You know how when you're looking up a hill, you can kind of see with your eye that it is a little bit hilly in between. We're going to create that illusion with the Balmy Blue. And I don't have to re-ink this. I want this to be pretty light. So I'm just going to go in a slightly different direction here. And can you see that you get just a little bit of color there? So Yeah, it's not showing up. Let me come closer a little bit, see if it shows up. I know it's not picking it up very much. It looks a little bit more obvious in person. There you go. There you can see it. And then we're going to do another one kind of down here, but maybe just part way here. All right. Just a little bit. Just see a little bit of null. So it's just kind of showing you that it's not straight flat white. All right. So now what I want to do, I'm gonna bring this back in, and one thing that little peak does, and I could have done this before I started here, but that little peak helps me put back where it was. I'm going to stamp some trees. So there's a single tree, and then there's a stand of 3 here. Let's go ahead and let's see. I don't know whether I want things on the left or right. You see when you stamp this, you get these lines on the bottom. I don't really want that because it looks like the ground, the bare ground, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to make sure that those lines come below my torn paper, so that when I remove this, it just looks like the trees are stuck in the snow. Okay, and on this other side, I'm just going to do the same thing, but I'm only going to try to get like 1.5 trees. That way nobody knows it was still the same stamp. Okay, so now I think I'm pretty well done with that. All right, now let's go ahead and put a cabin in there. I'm going to bring in the early espresso. All right, let's see. Linda's here. She's coming from Idaho. You know what? You're not that late, Linda. I just really started. You did. You know what? I lose my phone a lot too, and half the time it's in my pocket. I don't usually put it in my front pocket, but when it, oops, that's a bad one. Hold on. I don't usually put it in my front pocket, but for the last couple times when I haven't been able to find it, that's where it's been. And I'm in the car searching, and my husband's like, "You can't ever keep track of your phone." I'm like, "I know I have it somewhere." I use it all the time. You'd think it wouldn't be much of an issue. So I'm going to cut off these little lines again for the same reason I didn't want them with the trees. Now, I'm not always going to get rid of them. Now I'm cutting right up here, right next to the cabin. But when I get to the roof, and this was something that Jenny shared, I'm going to leave, and she got it from Michelle, I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border. And that is automatic snow on the roof. I'm going to do it on the top of the chimney as well. And I'm trying to leave the same border all the way around. But then when I come back to this part of the cabin, I can just cut close again. And so this is really very easy to cut out. And then I just need to cut over here. And I want to leave a little bit there because there's snow on that part of the roof as well. So we're going to put our cabin here. I don't know if we're going to put it there or over here. Maybe in the middle. I don't know. I kind of like it near some of the trees. So there we go. Now, there's somebody in the cabin. They're staying nice and warm. And probably they've got some smoke coming out of the chimney because there's probably a fire. So to keep with the same 3 colors, I'm going to use my early espresso, but I'm going to stamp off like 3 times, maybe even 4. And put that up there so we can see the smoke trailing a little bit. So that's going to be good. I got something down here. Oh no. Something's on my fingers somewhere. Oh, you know what? I bet it was on the stamp. That's all right. You'll get the idea. Let's go ahead and bring in a yellow. So I want a light yellow. Let's go with Lemon Lolly. I'm gonna try the light and see if that's good enough. And I stamped with Early Espresso, and that's a water-based ink. So it's fine to color right over it. It's not going to blend because water-based and alcohol-based don't hurt each other. That's pretty light. Maybe I can go with a dark Lemon Lolly. It's going to be a little bit more obvious. Oh yeah. Either one will probably work. All right. So people are home and staying nice and warm there. Let's see. Who else has showed up? Ruth's here. Florida's in the house. Florida, you have been having some cooler weather too, haven't you? I know you have. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and glue this cabin down right now while I'm thinking of it. Has it warmed up at all, Ruth? I had some friends there for New Year's, and they had to don their Maine jackets. I mean, it was 55 or something like that, but that's cold for you. All right, let's see. Now I'm going to come back in with this, and I'm going to come back in with this, and I'm just going to put the illusion that there's a little bit of snow and some shadows in here at the base of the cabin. Just a teeny tiny little bit. It's not even going to show up on camera. Yeah, it really is very, very light right there, but the eye catches it and notices it. So it just gives that illusion a little bit more that that's popping out. You could actually do a little bit more kind of around the edge of the cabin here. And again, I haven't re-inked this at all because still plenty of ink on it. Just put a little bit around here, and it's not adding snow, it's adding shadow where the snow has kind of blown away from the base of the cabin. I doubt that it'll show it if I bring it close, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to bring it close and see. Yeah, it's not really showing up. I'm watching it on my computer and it's not showing up, sorry. All right, we need a couple other things for our scene. Let's see what we have in our, we have a sled. Oh, I did get the sled out. And we have a deer. I'm going to use the deer. I would have probably used the bear, except for the bear is facing towards the right. So if I put him over here, I mean, he could be walking out of the scene, but I kind of want my deer to be walking into the scene, my animal. It's very convenient that the bear and the deer both can be stamped in brown, and the cabin, so we can actually minimize some of what is going on here. Now, again, I don't really want some of these lines. I'm going to just take some of them off with my thumb a little bit. Now, it's going to probably still leave a little bit of ink residue, and that's okay because there is, I need to give the illusion that the deer has been stepping and moving. So it's fine. See how, but it's much lighter than it was. Oh, my little deer. I didn't have him on my paper so well. So now what are we gonna do? Now we've got a deer with a spot. Oh dear. What can we do? Well, we could start over because I already made a boo-boo. You know what? I want to make this card usable. I don't know if I can now that I've got my thing on the other side. Let's start over. I'll show you how quickly this comes together. Happy 2026, everybody. And this is how it goes. Let's try it again. So about a third of the way down. Yeah, about a third of the way down. We're going to add some blue. And it's okay if it's splotchy. And I'm adding two kinds of blue because the different colors of blue just make it a little bit more realistic. Not caring if it's splotchy at all. All right, so here we go again. We're going to add in some Misty Moonlight. Again, okay if it's splotchy. Try to leave some lighter areas. And I want to make sure I've got a good line around here. There we go. While we're here, let's go ahead and stamp our trees because that'll make it faster. So we've got our trees over here. Remember, you're going to put those horizontal lines below this line. Oh my goodness. I keep getting this little, you know what it is? Oh, my surface isn't clean. That's what it is. And I just happen to always get the right spots. Oh, and this one, it was actually because the house is there. Hey, you know what? It's Friday night. Let's just play and have some fun, shall we? Anybody care if I start over? I really want to make a nice card. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut another piece of paper, another piece of white. It's just paper. Paper that I'm running out of. I'm actually pretty low on my basic white right now. All right, let's see. Let's try this again. I'm going to have to clean my gear too. Hopefully I'll get it right. I didn't clean my surface very well. Yeah, there's definitely something on here. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get it right. Hopefully we'll get it right this time. All right, let's see. Let me get my trees cleaned just in case they come out with the spots too. What's everybody doing this weekend? Anybody got any plans? I'm hoping to clean my stamp room a little bit. It needs it. It needs it badly. All right, so a little splotchiness, a little blue, some white areas still in there. That's good. Gonna add in some more Misty Moonlight, especially around this bottom to accent that edge. Maybe up here in the top. Put a little bit more in the middle. Vary the blues a little bit. I want to really get some good color up on the top here. Maybe this edge over here. There we go. So some of it will give the impression of clouds too. All right. Now we're going to stamp our trees. Trees. Who's laughing at me yet? Somebody should be. Oh, you guys are all too nice. Lows 30s at the night. Well, we're lucky. We haven't even hit the highs of 30s most of these days, Ruth. But of course, we live in Maine, so that's to be expected. Ooh, almost stamped my trees in blue. That wouldn't have been good, would it? Okay, there we go. We got some trees going on. That's good. That works well. Ooh, I had the piece of paper under here. Living dangerously, Sharon. Living dangerously. So I definitely will be doing a little bit of cleaning in my stamp room. Probably not a lot. I did create a bunch of cards to mail out to those customers who placed an order or were part of a class this past year. So they didn't get Christmas cards. Well, some of them did because I know them outside of stamping. But I didn't get a lot of Christmas cards made for customers this year because when you work at a church, Christmas tends to be kind of busy. So here we're going to put a little bit more on here just to give some rolling hills action. Oh, that looks lovely. I like it, which is good because it's third time's the charm, right? All right. Okay, now where are we? We have to stamp our cabin. So we're going to stamp our cabin. And still, it's going together pretty quickly, don't you think? So now I need my lemon lolly, which I just had it. I wonder where it is. It's definitely not somewhere where I'm looking at it. So we're going to go with the light lemon lolly for the window. Even though I like the dark better. You know what? I think this end is going to give me... No. Ooh, this one's dead. Well. All right. Well, you get the idea. There's lemon lolly somewhere there. Where could that other one have gone to? And this is the sign that I need to clean my desk because I can't find anything on it, which is really weird because I just had it. I didn't even think I'd put away my marker. Oh well, let's try scribbling again with this one. All right, lights are on. They're subtle, but they're on. We're going to cut it out again because cutting it out once wasn't enough. If I hadn't glued it on, I would have been all set by now. So remember, if you want snow to be on the roof, then you will leave a little bit of a line there, but not around the chimney, not the vertical part of the chimney, just on top of the chimney as well. And it's interesting, but unlike on the ground where there's a little bit more drifting and blowing, if you ever see snow on a roof, it looks pretty uniform most of the time. It's kind of a weird fact of nature, I think. Now it might look a little different on the front side versus the back side. But last year, so one of my roles at the church is I oversee the facilities, which is kind of funny because I know nothing about them. We had to have a company come and shovel off our roof because we had ice damming really badly. And we had a ton of snow up on the roof in February. I'm hoping that does not happen again. Well, the snow can happen, the ice damming cannot happen, that's for sure. I think I want to even this up a little bit. Make it a little bit less snow. But the pitch on our roof at church is like we have lots of different sections of the roof, and some of it doesn't get much sun at all, and it's just a beast. It's a beast to keep up with. All right, so now we have to go ahead and give us some smoke. Now I have not cleaned this, but what I'm going to do is huff on it. I'll move this out of the way a little bit. I probably should have restamped it. We'll restamp it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's getting pretty light. So now we'll just put that up there. And I really just want it to be barely noticeable because smoke isn't always very noticeable. And I stamped it in the early espresso. You could have certainly stamped it in the misty moonlight as well. And that just would have given a very subtle look also. All right, so we've got that there. I should wait to adhere that because you never know what's going to happen. But I'm not making this card again. So let's go ahead and cross our fingers with the deer. And we're going to bring him, oh yeah, we want to make sure that he doesn't have much on here. So you're going to get a little inky by doing this. But that just means you're having fun. It'll wash off in the morning with the shampoo. Much better. All right, and actually just very, very subtle. It almost looks like shadows on there. And let's see, what else we have? Oh, there's a sled. We can do the sled. Again, the sled has a trail. So I'm going to just take off most of the ink on the trail. Let's put the sled at the bottom of the hill with a little bit of a trail. Those are the sled tracks behind it. And so now we can go ahead and glue this down. Gotta make sure I put it right where the smoke is. So we have just a simple little scene here. And let's go ahead and bring in some Misty Moonlight cardstock. Oh, where is my Misty Moonlight? I found it. So we want to create a layer. So my white was 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to go just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And we'll just put that right here, and it just, this is not the right size. What size is this? Oh, I cut it differently. I cut it at 4 by, oh, probably 5 1/4. I wasn't paying attention. Oh no, 5. Here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut 1/4 of an inch off the left side. It's okay, we only got one tree now. All right. Boy, am I out of practice, huh? A little Christmas break, and I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Thanks for sticking with me. Now, I actually don't want a sentiment on here. I probably, if I were going to put a sentiment, I wouldn't have put the sled on. I probably would have maybe taken, you know, just a rectangle of white here, maybe offset it a little bit with some blue and put a little sentiment down here. But oftentimes on the scenery cards, I don't really like a sentiment because it just kind of breaks up the scenery. You don't go out in nature and see a beautiful scene with some words on it. So, and then this also, because I'm not putting any sentiment on it, it means I have a card ready for just about any occasion. It could be that I'm inviting somebody over and it's an invitation. It could be a thank you card. It could be a birthday card. And I'm just going to pop that up on white because I love white, especially in the winter. White just looks so clean. That's probably what I like most about winter, is it just gives, everything looks clean, as opposed to spring, which I know everybody loves spring, but it just always looks so dirty. Spring is my least favorite month of the year because it just looks, well, until it's almost summer, it looks kind of yucky. Everything's muddy and, you know, Takes a while for the grass to come in nicely. And so then we just have a cute little scene. A little note card for a friend. Oh, Ruth's going to put some decorations away. Oh, yeah, I got to do that too. Ugh. Anyway, so things coming up. Let me tell you what's coming up. In case you didn't know, there are bonus days coming up. Starts on the 6th, which is Tuesday. And with bonus days, for every $50 of Stampin' Up! Product that you purchase, why don't I turn this around and talk to you? I'm going to turn it around. All right, here I am. Let me raise the light so you can see me. So for every $50 in product that you purchase, you get a $5 coupon that you can use in February. And you can rack up as many as you want. You'll still be earning Stampin' Reward points. So that is a great deal. That starts Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, we have new product releasing, both online exclusives and mini catalog. A new mini catalog goes live. So that's fun. If you're somewhat local to me, I'm going to be having a Bunko new catalog launch event on the 17th, and I would love to see you. $20 admission price gets you 3 projects using new Stampin' Up! Products from the mini catalog. I'll have displays. We'll also be playing 3 rounds of bingo. So at the end of the 3 rounds, different prizes will be awarded, most bunkos, most wins, that kind of thing. Everybody will win something. So you'll go home with 3 cards, a prize, a mini catalog if you don't have one, and memories of a fun day. So invite a friend if you're local. Would love to have you out. The more, the merrier. And let's see what else is coming up. Oh, for those of you who did place an order in 2025 or attended a class, maybe one of my Clubhouse classes or something of that nature, you can expect a card in the mail. It's got a surprise in it in honor of my 25th Stampiversary. So on January 11th, that will mark 25 years as a demonstrator. And I could not do it without you. I've actually loved just about all of my 25 years. It's been cyclical. You know, sometimes I've had more time to devote to it and sometimes much less. But it's been lots of fun, and I am so thankful to have been able to do this all these years. It's really, Stampin' Up! Was sanity for me for a long time, and it actually kind of still is. When things get stressful, there's nothing like kind of trying to figure out some stamp stuff to do and taking my mind off some of the other things to think of. So anyway, and the last thing I wanted to let you know is my buddy Crash is not here right now, but he did come up the other night after the dog went to bed. It's weird. The dog does go up into our bedroom, has her own spot over by a window, and stays up there for the night once she goes to bed. And so then the cat came up, jumped up here, and crafted with me in the wee hours of the morning. It was so wonderful to have him back. The other cat, Charlie, who's the grumpier one, has decided she is coming up and she is making, life is normal for her now. She's up here and she doesn't like the dog. She lets the dog know. So things are getting back to normal. Hopefully in 2026, I'll be able to snap a picture of a couple pets cuddling. There's always hope. That's all I've got. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful new year. We will see you soon.